to let them enjoy the facilities?
I really do blame the developing countries, but if you look at the Middle East, you will see that, for example, in 1969, before Gaddafi took over, there was leprosy and much of the country was in...
The people were dying in Libya?
Absolutely. There was just slums and more slums. It was like Calcutta or you know, where the slums are. And, you know, he's actually not as bad as we've been made to think he is, because if you go there now, disease has been eradicated, you can buy a house easily. He had a housing campaign to provide house to every Libyan. The foreigners that work there are not treated badly. Like in Saudi Arabia, foreigners who work there have no rights at all. You know.
Don't.
And Libya, you know, they're treated pretty well. I mean, it's not good to say Gaddafi is good or anything like that, but in my own research and reading, I think he's pretty good. Libyan people have done well under him. And it's simply because it's an ex-colony. It was impoverished because people drained everything. That's the whole thing of colonialism. You take a country and you take everything in it. You take it away to another country. And that's what happened with Libya and the rest of the Middle East as well. And these countries had nothing except when Britain and Germany were fighting. They fought their wars in their country. And then they blamed the Libyans for, you know, siding with the other side, really. So they were just devastated, these people. And they've built themselves up, and I don't think they've done badly. And if you think about it, Britain took hundreds and hundreds of years to establish democracy, you know, and these countries have not had that time. And at any rate...
So my question is this. Let's say they have a democracy tomorrow. There's a free and fair election. What those elections will provide to the public?
I think what will happen is similar to Kyrgyzstan and other countries in that region. Nothing. It will just change. They'll have a new man who would be pro-American, really. That'll be it. I don't think much will change. Maybe some slight thing will change, because they don't even have cohesive demands. All these people are actually out there demonstrating and dying, and they do not have a list of demands that they want implemented. This is an outrageous, this is a very strange situation, you know.
Strange situation. How you link the imperialism and the slavery? Are they related to each other? Or?
Well, obviously, when Britain took Africa, one of the resources they took was... this is not to do with the Middle East now, is it? But this is a separate issue. But they took Africans. You know, in the Bible, Noah alayhi salam, he was drunk apparently in the Bible, and he fell asleep. And when his son came in, his two sons came in. One of the sons was laughed at him because in his sleep he was like naked, you know. And the other son covered him up and helped him. And so Noah, being a lovely, kind man, got very angry and cursed one of his sons to slavery forever. And at that point, the descendants of one of his sons, their faces turned black. So when British at that time were very, very religious, everything in the Bible was a fact, you know. And
we are going to the other side of the
because
program.
you're asking about slavery, aren't
slavery,
you?
No, the religion is a separate thing. With slavery is there since the known.
To you
right.
That how slavery happened when Britain took Africa, and then in the Bible it said Noah cursed people to his descendants to slavery, and their faces turned black. So when they saw black people, they said, "Hey guys, you're supposed to be our slaves," and that was probably the sort of thinking that they went through, you know, because it said so in the Bible, I guess. And then they took these millions and millions of people as slaves to, you know, to suffer horrors.
What the people of the third world or the
there is slavery.
What shall they do to bring their life up to the mark?
Right.
Now.
Forget the slavery side.
Forget the slavery side,
okay.
yes. Because we don't support the slavery thesis, no.
Right, okay, well, you know, I mean, it's not, I can't sit here and say, well, you know, they need to do that in a sentence or two. That would not be possible. But I think that you need some sort of accountability. The government, people in power need to be accountable in some ways. Okay, but where the danger comes in is this, that, you know, since the West is so enormously powerful and they have their eyes on the Middle East, you know, especially as Greater Israel, this is, you know, and when you engage the people and the government in a civil war, it's not only a dire and a terribly dangerous situation for because of that thing that they're engaged in a civil war, but they could be invaded from outside as well, and that's a danger, isn't it?
You just mentioned the Great Israel.
Yeah, Greater Israel. From the Tigris to the Nile, isn't it?
Okay. So what's wrong with if Israel is there? They are there since centuries. It's their homeland.
Well, a lot of people say that. They say it's their homeland. But, you know, if you say one of my ancestors might have been there 2,000 years ago, hundreds of generations ago, and I must come back now and kill the people who live there and take their homes and farms and businesses, can you not see there's some sort of injustice in that? There's a huge injustice in that. It's just incredible that they're able to push this scam, you know, in that way. It's a scam, really. You don't know where your ancestors were.
Apart from killing, they have right to come back?
It is a religion that people adopted in Europe. They're not from there. They, you know, or if there was, who cares? I don't know where you're from hundreds of generations ago. You can't start tracing, can you? We cannot start tracing where hundreds and hundreds of generations ago somebody came from. We need to take it and get some arms and take their homes. You know, it's an outrageous.
No, they purchased the homeland from the Arabs. Mostly more than 70%. They purchased back.
Yeah, of course they did.
On their asking price.
Yeah, of course they did. Yes.
They did.
Absolutely.
And they developed the area.
If you say so.
And they want to live peacefully.
Gaza. We just saw Gaza wanting, you know, Palestinian children with their stones and Israelis with their great big bombs. You know, they surely want to live in peace.